let's talk about how to make your tank good for the betta. First of all, tank size, right? Tank size. What is the true tank size for the fish? And if you want only planning to keep one fish in a tank, then a betta, a normal size betta, should be put in at least a minimum of 3 gallon tank, okay, with heater and filtration system, okay. Um, and then for a giant betta, if you want them to grow to maximum capacity of the size, you definitely want them to put them in as giant betta. They should need to be in a 5 gallon tank or bigger, okay. Um, Providing plenty hiding places. So, for example, you definitely want to put in live plants in that have bigger leaf. So, like Amazon sword, green ocelot sword, and Java fern. Right, those plants will create hiding place for the betta. Betta will love to sleep on the bigger leaf one, and also hiding them. You can also try and get some of the decoration that is smooth to the touch but not too coarse that might scratch the body of the betta. Like don't put in the tank and have like dragon, lava rock, for example. Lava rock have a very coarse material that when the betta might getting itchy or they might swim by and they might actually kick their body to it, they might scratch their body, okay. And then after that, you want to go to avoid overcrowding. Okay, so don't put too much fish into the tank. So if you have a 3 gallon tank, that's it. You can only put one betta in there. But keep in mind too, the bigger the volume of the tank it is, the better you should have your to maintain the tank. And then it's easier for making the betta happy. You can always add more fish to the tank as well. And then feeding your bettas with healthy diet. Okay, that is really important. Most of the time, everyone don't realize that feeding betta fish is really important. So, for example, you have to feed a betta with frozen bloodworms. Please don't feed them with frozen brine shrimp. Over time, when I started feeding them with these guys with frozen brine shrimp, I started seeing them having problem with their swim bladder problem because they're grabbing airs and grabbing too much brine shrimp that might bust their swim bladders and their stomach getting bigger and then bust their swim bladder would make their swim bladder problem. And so over time, we always recommend customers to only feed them with frozen bloodworms or pellet food. Okay, keep in mind pellet food has to be very, very small and the size has to be very small. The other reason why too is the pellet size that you put into the water, they expand at least 3 to 5 times the size of the fish mouth. And then their stomach is only the size of their eye. So you can see like how small the eye of this guy right now, right? That's the amount of fish food you want to feed them. If you feed them with frozen bloodworms, you want to feed them 3 to 5 worms every meal. But if you're doing, if you feed them with pellet food, keep in mind it will be to the size of the eye. So it'll be 3 to 5 pellets of food every meal. And I can show you what size of pellet we recommended, okay, for you to realize and how small they are. And then filter. So the tank setup will be very important. So I will link the setup, how to set up the tank properly on the top right corner. So you can also see that video as well. But generally speaking, your tanks for the betta need to have a heater. Right? Firstly, you need an aquarium, right? A good aquarium, good light, good water. So you need water conditioner. You also need to have heater, filter. Filter is really important. Substrate and decoration. Okay, with the heater, you want to keep them around 82 degree Fahrenheit. With a substrate, you want to just use whatever you like to your liking. Most of the time, I like something that's smoother, easy to maintain. So, like example, aqua soil. So that I can put live plants in there to grow the live plants, put the betta inside, and then I can also do, or sand, for example. So I prefer black sand over white sand. So then the black sand can kind of hide all the poop and all the waste that the betta have created, right? Other way as well that we can also do is like you can mix the sand up to make the sand look more real and nature, natural, so then you can use them, and they will look better. I would like to adjust some of the myths that a lot of people say about when you're having a beta inside a tank, right? This is the 10-gallon tank, for example. It does look not the greatest so far, but we do have a beta in here. And guess what? You see what they are? We have fish in there that's living with the beta fish. So this is the first myth. People always think that having a beta in there, then you cannot have any other fish inside the tank. Actually, that's wrong. You can have beta fish with other community fish as long as you don't have two male beta fish together, or having three, having either two male betas in the same tank, or having a pair of betas. So beta, you cannot put male and female together unless you are planning to breed them. If you are not planning to breed them, you can only keep male and female separated. Okay. Right. Another myth that I have seen a lot of customers talk about, or I've seen this online, is beta need a lot of space. It's actually not. A beta only need to have a 3-gallon tank space. And then if you're keeping a giant beta, it would be a 5-gallon tank space. But if you want to keep them with any other fish, you can put them into the same community tanks. So, for example, this tank, we can put beta into with these guys without a problem. Okay, so this is what I would put them in. And you can also, this is a 20-gallon tank, so this is also perfect tank size for like a sorority beta. So we can put in 6 or more sorority beta in here, female betas in here with other fish inside the tank, and that should be fine. The third myth that I have seen and heard so far is beta doesn't need to have live plants. It's actually wrong. Having live plants inside the tank will help you to maintain the tank a lot better and cleaner. Oh, here you go. There's a beta. So, give me a comment how you feel about this beta, and if you like this beta a lot. Also like the videos if you like this beta in this tank. So having betas inside the tank will help to maintain having the live plants inside the tank will help you to maintain the aquarium a lot better, because the water quality of the tank will be better, the beta will be happier, the beta will be have a lot of hiding space. So for example, you see all these plants down here, beta can go all the way down here to kind of hiding space, and then all these stem plants in the background, they can also go in the back and hide in the back too. Okay, so that's really important. Beta, and the last myth I want to address is beta can be hard to keep them alive. It's actually wrong. Okay, most of the customer that they do a wrong setup of the beta tank will cause the beta fish don't live that long. So you need to know about nitrogen cycle. So I will link the video on top about that too. So you definitely need to know how to set up proper tanks and do a proper nitrogen cycle. That way your beta can live for long. Okay. Second thing is providing better and healthy nutrition will definitely help you. For example, you cannot feed them with flex food because flex food doesn't have enough nutrition for these guys. So over time, they might get constipated because they don't have enough fiber in the diet system, and that would be a problem. And then at that point, you might get into the beta get constipated, and then the beta will die from it if you don't know how to treat them correctly and properly. Okay. So will be showing you how the size of the pellet of food will be matter to the fish. Okay. Because if you look at the fish on these 3 samples, the size of them is so much different, dramatically different. This will kill the beta because of how big they are. Once they feed into the mouth of the fish, they will expand it and then they will die. But where this size won't do that. Okay? These will really are my own really preferred size of the beta fish and also nano fish. Keep in mind a lot of the small nano fish like Sorry Rasbora, Julie Rasbora, and Galaxy Rasbora as well. They cannot eat even this size of the pellet. So you have to crush them down or feed them with baby flying shrimp. This size in between are okay for beta, but if you feed them too often and too much, also can be expand, and it might be bad for the beta. A lot of Petco and PetSmart, fish food that they advertise good for beta, they even sell the size bigger than this size, right? In terms of your perspective, you can see that this is the 1 spoon, 1 teaspoon of spoon, and you can see how big they are, right? Compared to this size, smaller, how smaller they are, and this size, right? So this is really important. So make sure that you choosing the right thing, right pellet size for the betta. However, I would always prefer to feed bettas with frozen brine shrimp. Krill is also very good and healthy one, but keep in mind if you feed them with krill, then you don't want to put shrimp in there, okay, because they might eat the shrimp. Baby brine shrimp and adult brine shrimp is not a good option for you to them as well, because if they grab too much air and then grabbing too much of the baby brine shrimp, over time they might get, you know, swim bladder disease. Okay, and that's very a lot of this is like beginner mistake that I have seen from myself as a fish hobbyist, or customer that over time having that problems. Okay, after that we want to talk about the betta exercise. So you can either buy a floating meters or like buying a shaving meters, or at our store we have these so-called the flaring stick. What these flaring stick would do to the betta is giving them exercise and then make them flare in the tank, and then kind of a daily exercise for them. So then make them happy and releasing the energy out. Because if not, they will be not happy. Look at them. Look at this guy. They're about to flare. Let's show this guy. See that? So flaring become a very key component for these fish. If they don't get to flare daily, then they will they don't have enough. Their energy get lower and they don't consume a lot of food, and over time they get bored. And then having these exercise well, they will create bubble nests for the tank, which is healthy for them as well. But yeah. So these betta stick, we do set them on our website. These are handmade from Vietnam, and they make from a very safe material. This is bamboo wood, and then these are from clay, and then they shape like a betta face, and then with the betta they won't know if they are real or not, so this will be very helpful. Shaving meter is also very helpful. Look at that guy. Wow, look at that, he's jumping and dancing. This guy too. And also mention talking about this as well, make sure that you don't have any reflected area around your areas. Like do not put like tint, aluminum foil or anything that is insulated to have kind of a reflective material, because that will trigger the betta to like flare all day long, and that's not good for them. So typically you want to give the betta 20 minutes of exercise per day. So it's usually best to do that after the feeding, and then it should be good. So we also have and then you can buy like these shaving meters, right? And these shaving meters will do the same thing. So you put on the side of the tanks and let them flare, and that's how we do the video for these guys. And look at that, look at how beautiful the fin grow. So they see themselves in here, and they would dance, they would flare, exercise their body, kind of they release all the energy out. And that's why we also have to, if we put them together, we have to use these cards to kind of card them. So make sure they are good and they don't see each other, and you can see that they don't even see each other through the corner. So that would be very healthy. Look at this guy flaring. Oh my god. You see? That's so beautiful. Yeah, so that's what you have to do. Give them exercise, make them happy. And like you can see that this guy starting to have bubble nests on top. That is from, fish is mature. So when the fish is mature, fish is happy, and they can make more babies for you if you end up doing that. If you end up wanting to think and want to learn more about how betta fish breed, I will link another video on top of this so you can see that as well. Right, for setting up a betta tank, for example, you want to make sure that you have a right appropriate tank size, and what tanks you want to put the fish in as well. So if you thinking of putting other fish into the same tank, then probably a 10-gallon tank would be good. So like a rimless tank, like this one right here, the 45U, would be a good one. So it'd be 9.3-gallon tank space. You can put a betta in here with other fish as well. And typically the betta don't like to have a lot of strong flow. So you can have the flow pointing to the top like how I do it up here. And then the bottom will be kind of like very, slow movement. So betta can be on the bottom and they usually hang on in the middle right here. And then you can put some other fish flavors like to have like stronger flow. And creating them a lot of hiding space, and that's what they like a lot as well. Having snail in the tank will definitely help to maintain the tank less algae for you. Plus having other fish will make the tank a lot more vibrant and a lot better. So tetra family is good, rasbora is really good, ruminos, rasbora, and then you have corridor is also not a good family of them. For shrimp though, however, you might want to consider shrimp. If you consider shrimp, then make sure you're putting appropriate shrimp size into the tank. So by having amount of shrimp in the tank is great. Having Neo-Korean shrimp in the tank is also good as well, but make sure you have to introduce betta in before you introduce shrimp in. So then you should be good. Okay, don't do it the other way around, because then the betta will think that, oh, I'm already become a territory of the tank. This is my land, my aquarium. I will kill you because you go into my territory. So you don't want to do it that way. Okay, so most of the time you want to add, let's say you want to put other fish into the tank with the betta, you have to add in, cycle the tank first. Okay, after cycle the tanks, put in your community fish, and so tetra on top, corridor to the bottom, and then you want to separate them out at least 7 days apart. So it'll be 7 days. You're adding in the first introduction. You put in tetra. Second, and wait 7 days after. Then you add in corridors. After that, wait another 7 days and add in bettas. Okay. And a lot of customers that shop with us online, over time I realized that customers don't do that way. So what I usually do, and what we have done so far, is once you place an order, we put the fish from our display to our ready to ship shelf, and that is where we will recondition the fish to make sure they are healthy, they're good condition to ship to the customer. Once they're good to go, then usually that take around 3 to 5 business a day. After that, we will ship them out. That's usually, and then this whole process of processing time to get a fish to customer house is roughly around 7 to 9 business a day. Okay, that's like including with some delays and stuff like that, and weather conditions and stuff like that as well. So please be mindful when you're ordering from us that there'll be a waiting time. That waiting time will benefit you, and benefit the fish. If we don't quarantine the fish, we already quarantined the fish before we listed our website, but if we don't recondition the fish before we ship to you, fish will get stressed already in the, and then when they get stressed in the shipping, they won't do well, and then at that point they will start dying, and then you won't receive a healthy, happy fish. All right, healthy, happy, and splashy fish. So basically that is it for the betta, and say goodbye to this beautiful guy. Actually this is the girl, female betta. So if we still have trouble with naming what this fish would be, so if you have any suggestions for the name of this fish, please leave the comment below. I would love to hear your opinion on it, and also your recommendation. It's a really beautiful fish, and I'm really bad at naming. So yeah, look forward to hearing from you.